cast is heading up. Alan Aarkin. There's another cast member in the audience, Jill Sprecher. Hello. Any questions?
Okay then.
Don't be shy.
Come on.
Yes.
Hi, I loved your script. I also thought it was fantastic, and it kind of I'm from Chicago, so it kind of reminds me of the David Mamet Spanish Prisoner. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the screenplay?
The question was, what's the inspiration behind the screenplay? Well, now that everybody in here has seen it, I won't be giving anything away to say one of the first movies my dad took me to was The Sting.
Yeah.
And I can't reference that movie at all in print or anywhere because it might be a giveaway, but my father's an insurance salesman in Wisconsin. His worst enemy is the weather there. He's still selling insurance and complaining about the weather there. So he was a big inspiration for Greg's character. Anybody else? Yes?
It was hilarious. How long did it take to film?
We shot for 30 freezing days. And half a day in some nice weather. Yes?
Billy Crudup was just full of energy and just intensity outside. What was it like working with him, being in that, high strength, with that high strength of a character?
Well, he checked into rehab right after. He's a great actor. And he was a lot of fun. And he would be here today, but he's in rehearsals for a play in New York, so any New Yorkers in the room, be sure.
That means one of us is working.
Yes?
Did the movie sell yet?
Give us a chance.
Any buyers in the room? I heard another movie was having an auction, but I can't talk that fast. Yes?
What was the most interesting scene to shoot?
Help me out.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What's the most interesting scene to shoot, Greg?
Oh, I would think that. I'll speak for Greg. He can speak for me. I would have thought that the night on the ice without an overcoat when it was like 10 below. That's correct.
All of that.
We heard about that for weeks.
The breath and everything is not digital. It's all real, natural, frozen breath. Anybody else? Yes?
How much did it cost to make the film?
Under $5 million. Money well spent, I guess. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Who was the first person to come out of the project? And I guess if the actors can answer, what was it that drew them to the project itself?
I had worked with Alan before, so we targeted him right away and wrote a character for him.
I didn't hear the question.
What drew you to the script or the character?
What drew me to the script?
Yeah.
Well, I'd worked with Jill and Karen before, and I had a great, one of the best characters that I ever had a chance to play was in a script that Jill wrote and co-wrote and directed with her sister called 10 Conversations About One Thing. And I just loved that character. And when this came along, I'm always very happy to work with people I've worked with before. Because I'm always a little bit tentative until I've had a whole arc of an experience with somebody to know what that is going to be like. And then the next time it's just like a party. And that's what it was for me. And then with Greg too. I mean, Greg had the most wonderful time with me. Tell them.
All true. I thought Alan actually, I think Jill sent the script to Alan to send to me or something like that, and I got it from Alan, and we had a wonderful time working together on Little Miss Sunshine, and I had great respect for Alan. He's one of the best. So he just said, I'm sending you what I think is a really good script, and I was pleased. It was very unexpected, and a hell of a good ride with a lot of twists that I didn't see coming when I read it, and hope that we could, bring that to the screen.
Nicely said.
Thank you.
My cat Stinky Pete brought me to this character because he set up shop in her backyard. So she called me, and that's how I got to this project. That, and I wanted to go to bed with Greg Kinnear. Jill and I worked together about 150 years ago when we were children on a movie, and we just kept in touch. And then I'd worked on Clock Watchers with her and Karen, and so that's how I got involved. And we also, I've been a terribly abused secretary in between my acting gigs, so I was the perfect choice. I can play good abused secretary. That was it.
Yes, back there.
I have a question for Greg. The question is it a coincidence that dead bodies always follow you around to every movie?
That didn't happen to Sabrina. I don't think. That was quite a while ago. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. There is a theme going here, isn't there? I don't know.
Yes.
You work with your sister, your partners. Is there like different talents that each of you have that bring to the table, or how do you collaborate on something?
Very slowly. Oh, I'm sorry. The question was, how do my sister and I collaborate? And we're the two worst people to work together because we're very unprofessional. We never get out of our pajamas, and we kind of secrete things very slowly. But in terms of the division of duties, we talk through a script, and then I get to the typing part because I'm a little faster, having worked with Michelle for many years as a secretary. And on the set, she's always around, but whenever something goes wrong, she said, I'll just be over by the craft service table. Anybody? Yeah.
I just want to make a comment that this reminds me of Little Miss Sunshine. A couple years ago, seeing you guys up here at Sundance, and it's wonderful. And once again, you just blow us away.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I'll repeat that comment. Someone in the audience was blown away by me. Yes. Thank you. Anyone else? Back there?
Has your father seen it, and what does he think?
My father has seen it, and he thinks it's the best movie he's ever seen. Until he gets a chance to see Cedar Rapids. Well, hopefully he'll like this one just as much. Yes?
I just had a question about the music. Did you kind of have the music a little bit in mind when you were first writing it? Because right away it set the tone for the film, just right from the very beginning. And it kind of followed through, and I was just wondering how that came to be.
The question was, how did the music come into existence? Well, I work with a fantastic editor, award-winning Stephen Mirioni, and he introduced me to a great composer, Alex Werman, who I worked with on 13 Conversations as well. And we collaborated from the beginning. I think Alex wanted to, he thought we needed a nice theme for Mickey, something sneaky. And that's the opening theme you hear. And then the classical piece, he chose because he wanted to morph it from, the idea of violins, and then kind of twist it with banjos. And I think it's a great score.
One more.
Yes, one more question? Yes.
This is for Greg and Alan. Do you think you guys can stand each other again for another movie?
I can't hear anything.
Do you guys think you can? Do you think you can tolerate each other for the next movie if you guys ever start another movie together?
Any plans to work with Greg again?
Yes. No, I love working with Greg.
I don't like where this is going. Cut the mic.
I'm very proud of the fact that I cracked Greg up once in this movie. He's got great concentration. And you know why? Because he never studied acting. So his concentration is unflagging all the time, but I managed to crack him up once in this movie, which was the highlight of the film for me.
Tell him what it was.
It doesn't seem funny in the film until you see it a second time, actually. One of my favorite things about this movie is that the first time you see it, it's very serious, and the second time you watch it, it's very funny. I don't know another movie that I've ever seen that has that sensibility. But when I turned to him in the car when we were looking for the dog at night, and I start railing at him, just when I scream at him, "You never liked him." Greg was behind the camera. He just lost it for a minute. But it might not have been my reading. It might have been the fact that it was 4 o'clock in the morning and about 40 below zero. So I'll give him that.